now into the G&H Transport Extreme Supercars. And what a field that's come around here to the final round. Looking down in pit lane, we thought it'd probably be about 40 million rands worth of motorcars about to go and do battle for the last time in 2015. The Baby Beamer has been a revelation with Davy Olivier at the wheel in the G&H Transport Racing team, but remember, they've all come to see the front end of this field, and that will be the likes of Toby Venter taking on Jackie Scheckter and Charles Arungis. Porsche versus Ferrari versus Lamborghini. Big Jimbo Giannaccaro will be looking to have some fun and games, that is for sure. And now, as they get under starters' orders, you can see them getting the heat into the tyres. And G&H Transport Extreme Supercars about to go and do some damage. Just to bring you up to speed as to how things have gone so far this weekend, Toby Venter has been quickest all weekend long. And he is on pole position as they head down towards turn 1 and maintains the whole shot position, keeping out Charles Arungis in the Stradale Motorsport Lamborghini GT3. Now down into the braking markers for an X-Con. It's Anton Cronier looking to sneak through and possibly spoil the day for Scheckter. Scheckter didn't get a good start at all, and he is fighting hard. Gianni Giannaccaro, look at this man, at work in the cockpit of the G&H Transport BMW M3, and of course he's looking to fight for Class C and possibly Class B honours, because the way that he's going right now, he is going to be bumping himself up into Class B relatively easily. Coming out of Castel Magnetic corner now, Oliver Delay under a bit of pressure there from Willem van der Westhuizen. Remember, Willem van der Westhuizen used to be in the Monster Ferrari, now in the Martini Racing colours, and that GT3 of his is absolutely incredibly quick. He still hasn't got to grips with how that car can perform at its utmost, but he's slowly but surely getting better and better. Speaking of getting better, look at the lap times coming out of that Porsche at the front. This is only lap number 1, and he's already into the 101s. That is just absolutely mind-blowing. Yesterday, in qualifying, he was able to get down into the 1-minute dead bracket. And the way things have gone here today, with perfect track conditions, hardly any wind, and with an opportunity to try and be pushed hard at the front end by that Lamborghini, the elusive 1-minute bracket could be broken here by Toby Venter. On board with Willem van der Westhuizen, this is an incredible shot here as this F430 goes through speed and sound sweep. That is everything she's got heading up towards Castel Magnetic. Now the Porsche's already at Magnetic and looking to stay ahead of the Stradale Motorsport stablemate there of Willem van der Westhuizen, Charles Arungis. Into the braking markers, look how hard Toby's pushing. Mr. Porsche South Africa is absolutely flying around here. That GT2R of his is a machine of note. Definitely a threat to the front end of an extreme supercar field. Onto the braking markers in the background, it looks like Scheckter's managed to sneak ahead and get past Anton Cronier again in the AF Hydraulics Subaru Works Impreza. Behind them, it looks like it's the second of the Ferraris, and that is the Trans-Africa Racing machine of Jonathan du Toit. Now the first 5 cars, all A+ machinery. First of Class A is Oliver Delay in the Marlboro Crane Hire GT1, which we saw earlier on. And in fact, just ahead of them, as we see absolutely sideways action from a Subaru out of an X-Con corner. There's the man we're talking about, that's Delay. He is now leading out what is Class A. Class B at this stage, a fight there between Gianni Giannaccaro. This is Darren Winterboer a bit further back. And Winterboer also going really well and leading the Class D honours. Winterboer, of course, has just wrapped up the BMW Car Club title and is now looking to make it another title for Class D here in Extreme Supercars. Great job there from the man from Bulawayo and Barron's Motorspares. Up onto the braking markers, that's Christo Lotta just ahead of Dion Duplessis. On Duplessis' tail is Nicky Dix in the 430 Ferrari, and behind Nicky Dix is the second KTM Crossbow. That is Greg Parton. Parton absolutely flying around here, loves this circuit, goes really well in his KTM Crossbow. Speaking of going really well, all of a sudden, Jonathan du Toit has found that little bit of extra and might just be able to sneak past and get ahead of Anton Cronier. Cronier goes defensive into an X-Con. And watch for the slightly later apex coming out of the Ferrari to get the drive through speed and sound sweep. Delay, Giannaccaro. Then it's Willem van der Westhuizen. His stablemates on his tail now as well. Van der Westhuizen, Lotte having a bit of a fight there for Class B. Jimbo Giannaccaro in Ricky's car there. Great to see Ricky Giannaccaro behind the wheel of the car for the practice sessions. And looking forward to seeing him back in action next year. But further back here, this is Class F and E, Andre Bester, and of course Roy Aubrey having some fun and games in the 944 and the 964 version of the Porsches. Heading up towards the top of the hill, it's now Van der Westhuizen looking to close in on Gianni Giannaccaro. Giannaccaro's M3 has gone absolutely to perfection here. Very late braking coming out of the Ferrari to close in on the GNH Transport man. And it looks like it's going to be a battle between those two down to the wire. They're just behind Oliver Delay, and in fact closing in on Delay. So we could have a three-way battle for what is the front end of Class B and the front of Class A. And the way that John Okoro is going at the moment, looking at the lap times, he is certainly going to be stuck in that Class B battle for the rest of the day, considering he started down in Class C. Blue flag's waving. I don't know if John Okoro will be too happy about that blue flag being shown to him. That's a fight. That's not for track honours, and he doesn't have to move out of the way of the Ferrari or the Lamborghini. Although he is battling a little bit as they come out of Renexcon corner, and Van der Westhuizen looking to pounce. There's his teammate, a bit further up the road there, and Davy Olivier having a super day in the Baby Beamer again. He is currently leading Class B and is in 6th place overall on the road. Willem van der Westhuizen now looking to capitalise. John Okoro going on the defensive. Oh, but you can see just unfortunately losing out to Van der Westhuizen as they went up into Sassel corner. He went on the defensive, went a little bit early on the brakes. Van der Westhuizen wasn't quite done braking just yet and got through. So Willem van der Westhuizen moves ahead of John Okoro, and it looks like John Okoro actually might have an issue. The front though, no worries at all for Toby Venter. Great drive from him. Unfortunately not able to get into the same lap times as he did yesterday in qualifying, and that elusive 1 minute bracket will remain for saloon cars right now. According to myself and a couple of the commentators on the day, there's only been one other car that's gone under the minute bracket. That was Johan Ferrari in the Petronas Astra. But right now, the man who's come closest to it, especially in race conditions, which of course would be the official time, is Toby Venter. And this is the reason why. He has not been bettered from the start. He goes through on Chris Wishart in the big Dodge Viper. I don't think he'll catch Jimbo John Okoro, but certainly will take the checkered flag and race one victory here for the GNH Transport Extreme Supercars. Confirmation of that with Venter taking Class A+, Arunjis and Schechter in 2nd and 3rd. Down in 6th place was Davy Olivier, 1st of Class B, and 1st of Class A was Oliver Delay. We caught up with race 1 winner, Toby Venter.
Yeah, it's fantastic. The Sassel Porsche is really flying today, and all credit to the Porsche South Africa team under John Critchfield. They've really done a marvellous job with this car. It's really a pleasure to drive.
If anybody gets an opportunity to get behind the wheel of that GT2R, you are going to be amazed at how well that car performs. There's a couple of cars that are performing really well here today, and a few little tweaks here and there to get them to get that little bit extra. Let's see what's going to happen now in race number 2. Jackie Schechter certainly wants to improve, as does Willem van der Westhuizen, and the big smile on that helmet means that he's going to be at the front end and looking for a victory. Winterboer looking to wrap up Class D. John Okoro has been moved up to Class B, so here we go. For the second time today, it's GNH Extreme Supercars. Porsche versus Ferrari versus KTM Crossbow versus Lamborghini. You name it, they're in the field, and here we go. Aerial material down into turn 1. Venter gets the drop and leads into an Renexcon corner. Slightly depleted field, probably about 35 million rands worth of motor cars now as they get onto the braking markers, and Venter makes a mistake. Runs a bit wide into Renexcon corner, and you don't have to ask both Jackie Schechter and Charles Arunjis if they want through, because they'll go. Davy Olivier here, GNH Transport Baby Beamer, the 325 Ti, absolutely hauling, and on the tailpiece of Christo Lotta in the second of those Lamborghinis. Looks like Venter, unfortunately, the mistake he's made has cost him dearly. He's still down in 3rd place and hasn't been able to recover just yet. Keep an eye on the pace though just behind, as Venter is now all over the place. He's trying everything he knows, and in fact ran a bit wide onto the dirt on the straight line up towards Sassel corner. That Sassel Porsche is taking some strain. Chris Wishart a bit further back there in the big Dodge Viper, V10 power. Oh man, you don't get better than that. It's incredible. Well, you do. It's the V12 at the front. Incredible stuff here in the Extreme Supercars as they come across to complete lap number 1. Great start from Charles Arunjis. He certainly would be looking to wrap up this day with the final victory of the season. And look at that in the background. Dion Duplessis in his road-going version of the KTM Crossbow, due to the fact that the race 1 actually broke in race number 1. The rest of the field streaming through Renexcon corner. There, the 2 KTM Crossbows, and John Okoro looking to sneak up on the inside of Nicky Dix. Nicky Dix and John Okoro fighting for Class B. Remember, Davy Olivier is just up the road from them. And look at the view of that battle from Darren Winterberg, leading Class D and looking to wrap up that title. Jeez, it'll be an incredible effort here from him. I think there's a good possibility to even look at Rookie of the Year there for this class in Darren Winterberg. And he's going like an absolute Boeing from Bulawayo. He's done an incredible job. He'll be heading up to Bulawayo, of course, at the end of the season to go and fight it out in the Castle 1 hour as they come out of Castle Magnatech up towards Sassel Corner, onto the braking markers, and up the inside of Gianni Donacaro. That is respect. That is great driving, wing mirror to wing mirror, between two very, very quick BMWs. One's an F30, one's an M3. And yeah, you've eventually got to give up at some point and allow the other man through. Unless, of course, you're driving a Polo, because then they don't give up for like 6 or 7 laps. But great driving there between the two BM boys. KTM Crossbows fighting it out incredibly. Duplessis' little road-going version of that car is keeping Parton at bay and keeping him quite honest. Oliver Delay now looking to come onto the back end of that G&H Transport BMW Baby Beamer of Davy Olivier. As Scheckter is feeling massive pressure now. Oh! Porsche versus Ferrari. Are you an Italian fan or are you a Stuttgart fan? Because here they come down onto the braking markers into G&H Transport Corner, and it's a big look on the inside there from Toby Fenter. Didn't quite make it stick just yet because there's still a couple of laps to go, but he's certainly applying the pressure and waiting for a mistake from the youngster in front of him. Oh, speaking of mistakes, that's a massive mistake. That is a Lamborghini on the sideline. Oh my goodness, what did Charles Arundis do coming out of turn 1? He got it completely out of shape, I can tell you. There it is, just put the wheels on the dirt and headed straight for the tyre barriers. Fortunately, there were tyre barriers there. If he'd hit the Armco, there'd be hardly anything left of that Lamborghini. Wow, that must have been an extremely expensive outing, as Charles Arundis won't be looking forward to seeing that footage, I can tell you. That means Scheckter leads things out on the restart as the Pretoria Toyota pulls into pit lane, our official pace car here. We have got about 4 laps to go now as they cross the line, and Scheckter is going to go at it with Fenter for the victory now. On their tail, it's a pouncing and waiting to pounce, I should say, Anton Cronier. If something goes wrong there between Fenter and Scheckter, he'll certainly be looking to pick up the pieces. As will Jonathan DeToy, who's just behind them. Christo Lotta actually leading Class B in the lone Lamborghini now, due to the demise of the first one. Up into Castle Magnatech, you can see just how hard Scheckter is pushing in that Liqui Moly and Pablo Clark Racing Ferrari F430. The GT3 option of that car as it heads up towards the top of the hill. They side by side, and whoa, Fenter pushing a little too hard. How well does that car turn in? He ran wide completely in that corner, not the way you want to go into Sassel, but just turned it right and it went. I can't believe how good that Porsche handles as it heads down towards G&H Transport Corner. Looking for opportunities here, but they're running out very quickly. There's only 2 to go for these guys. In the background, as I said, Cronier waiting to pounce. Unfortunately, Jonathan DeToy not able to run at the same kind of pace as he did earlier on, where he was able to run right with that Subaru Works Impressor. And hopefully nothing's going to go wrong with Anton Cronier's car this time out. Remember, down at Desi's Raceway, he had an issue right on the last lap, leading by a comfortable margin. Christo Lotta still leading the Class Bs, and that'll be his first victory in Class Bs and the first victory for that Lamborghini Trofeo car of his. Oh, late braking from Loris Chiappa there, nearly sneaking through and, speaking of sneaking through, that's to perfection. Well done, Toby Fenter. Wait until the second last corner and make your move. With 1 lap to go now, Fenter could hang on and keep Scheckter out. Heading down towards G&H Transport Corner for the penultimate time. It's Toby Fenter in the Sassel Porsche versus the Liqui Moly and Pablo Clark Racing Ferrari. Whoa, big action in the background as Delay is putting pressure onto Olivier. Olivier soaking it up. Remember, he's got to try and keep Oliver Delay between himself and that Ferrari behind. That is Willem van der Westhuizen. And van der Westhuizen is certainly getting better and better every time he gets behind the wheel of this brand new Ferrari. Olivier maintaining and soaking up the pressure that's being applied from behind. Remember, he knows his way around this circuit really well. Plays in production cars in the past. He's had some experience in, of course, the Northern Regions Championship, as well as in the historic tour. So definitely knows his way around Swartkops. A man who knows his way around Swartkops probably better than most, and looking for another victory on the day. That is Toby Fenter. 2 out of 2. 1 was gifted to him due to the demise of the Lamborghini. And speaking of demises, wow, fire in a Ferrari. Jonathan DeToy, not the way to end the season in that Trans-Africa Racing F430. Toby Fenter with a double victory on the day in A+. Class B going to Christo Lotta, and the Class A's eventually to Oliver Delay. We caught up with Gianni Giannacaro to see how the season had gone.
The season turned out good for G&H Transport. You know, we've had our ups and downs, but Extreme Supercars is definitely the way forward for us. It's a good series, it's a great series, a lot of nice guys, you know, we've got a lot of friends here. and it's a clean series, and we're proud to sponsor and be a part of the Extreme Series. And 2016 we will be back. This is our home, and like I said, we're happy to be part of it.